this week's blog, why we are mentally malnourished and what we can do about it. So this week's blog is all about that, mental malnourishment. Now, nourish means to treat or feed with love, with food, anything that really fuels the body, that is to nourish. And normally we think of that in terms of nutrition. But there's mental nourishment as well, or malnourishment. And what I mean by that is the way in which we are nurturing for and caring for our minds, our brains, as well as our bodies. And I think for a lot of busy professionals, this has become a real sticking point. So there are various ways that mental malnourishment comes about. One is technology. We have far too much technology binging, dinging, whirring and pinging at us now, and it's stressed us out. It's pulling our minds in all these different directions. Another one is email. And email, I think of this a bit like the myth of Sisyphus in Greek mythology. Trying to clear out an email inbox is almost a redundant and pointless task because you can clear it out, but in the morning it'll be full of email again. And if you know the myth of Sisyphus, what his punishment was for his aggrandizing and his arrogant behaviour was to roll a boulder up a hill and then roll it back down again. And that was his punishment. And he was made to do that again and again. And email is very much like that. You clear your inbox and it's full again in the morning. What we really need to do is find ways to manage our inbox and have better control over email rather than it controlling us. Another problem with mental malnourishment is we're simply not taking breaks anymore. So many people are working throughout their lunch breaks. I think 1 in 4 people now work through their lunch break, and 42% of those people are spending time on the internet. So there's no disconnection. There's no reconnection with things that are not tech related, for example, with natural light and with movement. But instead we're not taking enough breaks. We're not giving ourselves space away from stressful or monotonous or just challenging tasks. Competitive presenteeism is a problem as well. So competitive presenteeism is all about turning up when you're sick, for example. Oh, I need to be here, I'm very important. Or turning up because you think you need to be in work because otherwise there might be some suggestion of weakness or punishment, or that you get left out of things. That whole, I need to be in work, I've got lots of things to do, I'm going to push on through, power on through, that's all very destructive for our minds, and it helps us to become mentally malnourished. The last thing is perfectionism. Often I describe this as crippling perfectionism. And if you look at the work of Dr. Brené Brown, and I really recommend her book, Daring Greatly, she's done a lot of work around perfectionism, and really it's just a mask for shame. If I do this perfectly, no one can come back to me and criticise. Certainly I used to call myself a perfectionist, and having looked into Brené Brown's work, I don't do it anymore. Perfect doesn't exist, for starters. Secondly, it's a hiding to nothing. You will never make something perfect. You'll never get a task finished if you're striving for perfection. So what can you do? Well, there's a number of things to start nourishing your brain and your mind again. Have a screen time curfew, super simple. Just say, I put down my devices and everything else gets put down at a certain time of day. For me, it's 7 o'clock, I switch everything to do not disturb, and by 9 o'clock everything's on flight mode, so I don't take a device that's constantly seeking a signal or receiving messages into the bedroom with me. I practice breathing and meditation, sometimes at the same time. So I'll meditate for 10 minutes a day using an app called Headspace, and I find it really helps me to be calmer, to be more considered and measured in my responses, and generally feel more relaxed. It's a very, very clever and simple technique. Being present as well. Nourish yourself by being present. If you're in a task, or if you're doing something or you're with someone, be there. Otherwise, why be there? Why not go off and do something else? Don't allow technology and your devices to interrupt with that moment. And sometimes that even extends to taking pictures of things. I long since stopped doing that because I found it stopped me from being present in a moment. Interacting with nature. Everyone that knows me will know this is a big one for me. It helps me to really nourish my mind, just being out there in the peace and tranquility of nature. And the last one is to have fun. So to nourish your brain, laugh, be with friends, have fun, do things that you really enjoy. Rather than always doing stuff that may not be so pleasurable for you. Look for intersections. So for me, business and health were a wonderful intersection where I have a lot of fun running this business. What's your intersection? As ever, if you need help from us, drop me an email, Leanne, Leanne, at bodyshotperformance.com, or visit our website, bodyshotperformance.com, and take our Health IQ test to get a quick score on how you're doing in the 6 signal areas of sleep, mental health, energy, body composition, digestion, and fitness. That's it for me this week. Have a great week.